itself away for another day. The pocket hose is so unique and so innovative. It was awarded for 100 patents. Call or go online now. Get the Superlight 25-foot pocket hose bufferhead today for only $39.99. But wait, order right now and you'll receive an instant $10 discount. So it's only $29.99. And it gets better. Order right now and get our copper spray nozzle with our exclusive thumb drive free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. And with 10 neat patterns, you'll have a setting for every job. A $30 value. Yours free with every 50-foot coverage. Plus, copperhead comes with a full 10-year warranty. It's that durable. That means you can order right now, home confidence. But this special offer is not available in stores or on Amazon. So order right here, right now. And with rising costs, this may be your last chance at this low price. There is a strict limit of 3 per order. So don't wait. Order now.
714-4802 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-714-4802 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
Today's need for systems. Get to a fast start with our proven program. Wins up to £7 in your first week. Looking for something different? Try our that support your high protein or low carb.
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
There we go. All right, let's see. It's going.
My heart's pretty good. Sure, I think so.
Good morning, Brenda.
What's up, Brenda? What's up, Nanya?
Nanya. Good morning, Brenda.
How much do you think this was? $99. Wow, that's impressive. Checking your heart anywhere has never been easier, and Cardiac Mobile is now HSA.
What's new with you, Nanya? We haven't seen you in a while. He's in need of breakfast. You go get it, bye. Go get it. Either you're gonna make it or you're gonna go get it, right?
Check your price today at eats.com.
The Fox News on that podcast. Listeners, we cover the top stories from the Beltway and beyond with perspective and analysis to the one starting and you're paying the Fox News Looking At podcast. Listen now wherever you get your favorite podcasts when you can't walk. News, business, and news.
Captain Joe.
Fox News on you.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Uh,
Hey, Brenda, Nanya. Eddie.
Surprise meeting on Fox.
Said, do you want to come and see my dad? And he said, sure. Then
Well, today is going to be a shut-in day.
The
Gonna rain.
weather's bad down there, right?
Yeah, we got a storm trying to come through. I just gave you stuff. Go. I don't know side eye. I don't want no mouth. Just go. Go.
So great of you all to join us.
So I don't want no side eye mouth. You looked at me and went. And took off. He went and got this chair.
You what? Oh, you ain't got
He
a
went-
chair. Okay.
No, he didn't get in this chair. He came back. He's laying on the thing right here. He said, I'm going to stay close in case I could try it again. You better use that paper.
Nunya got his drone and he's been flying it. All right for you, Ed.
I had to do something with my drone this morning. I can't remember what it was.
Which
I
one
wanted
did
to
you
check
get,
something.
Ed?
Mavic 4. No, I don't know.
I didn't think of it like how I would now. I thought it was
Jim. Good morning, Jim.
Jim.
So yesterday.
You had a quick bus ride this morning, huh, Justin?
Is that correct? Yes.
What do you mean?
You worked today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Y'all must have got off fast.
No, I always get home at 8:30.
And you got a full bus, did you?
No, we were missing some of our transfer students from this morning, but other than that, no, pretty much all the kids showed up.
Okay.
Well,
See this
just
afternoon.
winding down. You're almost done.
Yeah, this is the last week, is it?
Yeah, I got today, tomorrow, and then a half day on Thursday.
Getting talked about his father people and
I won't be coming home Thursday. I'll just sit at the bus yard in my car because it's not long enough. We're only going to be off the bus for about an hour and a half. I'm not going to drive home for that little bit of time.
And then you got to pick them up on and off.
Yep. See how the last day is, but I'll be home by probably 3:30, 4 o'clock instead of 5:36. So everything gets pushed back 2 hours. So.
Well, the reason I abruptly got off yesterday is my son came over. Justin came over, and I could see that he needed to talk. So it's official. He and his girlfriend are done. He said, I can't put up with the bullshit anymore with you. I'm done. Basically. He says, I'm not going to try. And he said, no matter what you say, I'm done. I've gone through too many times with you, putting up with you with this. So she asked him,
how did she take it?
It said she was sitting there crying, right? And he said, I hate to say it, but it's not going to work this time. He said, I'm at that point where I just I can't do it.
Well, did he suggest to her that she should go get some help?
Well, he's done that a long time ago. You know, she said she needed to go talk to somebody like that. Because she said,
do it.
Well, she don't. Because what she's doing on the side is that when she wants a break, she's seeing somebody else.
Oh.
So it's like she don't know what she lost her choice now. Because he told me, he says, I don't think I'm moving in with you on the 14th. I said, why? Where you going? He says, I'm moving to North Carolina. So he's putting in the applications with New Bern Police Department. He contacted Covington, the people that he's friends with over there, to get him all his post details and everything. And he's sending all that in because you have to have 2 years experience minimum to get on in New Bern. And as soon as my son come back, he's going to confirm it with him. Victoria's where he said, yeah, come up. It's not a problem. Then he's going to stay there until he gets an apartment. And then he's going to stay in New Bern. He's going to work for New Bern. That's what it looks like. Because I'm sure he'll get the job.
What did the people that he's been interviewing with take? How did they take it that he wasn't taking any position there?
They're not calling him. They're still telling they're kind of like they're not calling him. What happened was the police. Last thing that he knew was that they said they were going to do the background check, and then right after they said that, he said he asked the police chief, Covington's police chief, to put in a good word for him, and then the police chief unfriended him on Facebook.
Wow.
And he said, it's bullshit. He said, because I left on good terms. He said, I resigned. I didn't leave on an IA. I left on good terms. I was a good cop. And he says, I don't know if it's just taking too long or what. He said, but he says, I don't want to, he said, I'll be honest with you. If they gave me the job tomorrow, I probably wouldn't take it. I'm going because I don't want to be here because I don't want to deal with her anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He says,
exit stage left, right?
And that's what I figured he was going to do. I had a feeling he was going to do that. So it sounds like, as of right now, he's going to be moving the 14th up there. He said as soon as Nick says sure, he said I'm gonna put all the stuff that I'm not going to use for sale on Facebook, like my couch and my bed and all of this stuff. He said, because she said, all you got to do is bring your clothes. You got everything you need in the room.
Yeah.
He said, they'll bring one. He said, he's got a PlayStation 5. He said, I'll bring that with the TVs, my clothes. my coffee pot and all my appliances that I'm not going to give up, you know,
Right.
like his pots and like his dishes. I think he'll probably sell those too, knowing him.
Well, the sad part is I can see what's going through his mind is because do
Oh,
I keep this? Do I sell this? Do I keep this? Do I sell
no,
that?
he's not worried. That's not him. Ooh, that's not him. He's gonna look at that's going through your mind, Paul. Look at all the shit you got.
That's for
You know?
sure.
But he don't care about the bed, the couch, anything. You know, he got the couch off of Facebook. It was for $100 when he
Oh,
bought it, and it was almost like brand new. The woman didn't like it, so she bought a different one. And when he went over there, and him and my son went to pick it up, she looked at it and she said, "Y'all look like some strapping guys. Y'all could just have it."
wow.
So he got like a $700 couch for nothing.
Good for him.
You know, so he's told me, he said he's got to go get everything together, start boxing up what he's going to take, because he said all I'm gonna do is have a little small U-Haul to pull behind my truck, and he said just enough stuff in there just to get there. I can leave it in the corner of Nick's garage because they don't put their cars in the garage. He said until I get an apartment. He said, but I'm gonna put in the application so I'll have at least a week, 2 weeks notice on when they'll have an appointment with me and everything else. You know.
Nanya put in the chat, we love you, Uncle Joe.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna find out. I had a feeling that's what he was doing.
Well, you
It's
said
when
he's been a little bit distant lately, and
well, he's always distant. He's the one that's always distant. And even when he was here, he was distant. You didn't know half the shit was going on in his life, except when he was coming home showing me all the body cams.
Like that. But yeah, call it out. Make it visual.
We'll see.
Hey, did your son get hired yet?
No, that's what I'm saying.
he's
That's why he's talking about moving to North Carolina with my other son, because the police department in New Bern, North Carolina, is looking for people, and he's putting in applications.
Yeah,
And
I
he's got-
cut in. I cut the
Yeah,
tail
he's-
end. I didn't know that, son.
He's got all the qualifications. The only thing he's got to do when he goes up there, once they interview him and accept him, he'd have to requalify, shoot a lie detector, and I think he's got to do a little, I think a 3-week FTO type course. Then he's got to take the test on the laws of North Carolina.
He doesn't have to
But
go
he'll
back
do that.
through. He doesn't have to redo the academy for that state.
No, he won't have to redo the academy. His academy would be like 3 weeks just to know the laws, and he's got to take the test. And he'll have to take the test on the new laws, the laws he'll have to learn in North Carolina until after the 3 weeks. And he gets paid the whole time. It'd be like FTO paid. So he'll be on a unit. He'll be on a unit with somebody, or in a classroom with somebody. But that'd probably be in a classroom for the first 3 weeks. But he'll be commissioned the whole works and be paid for those 3 weeks.
Hey,
So
Seattle's giving bonuses up here, I think, for
Yeah,
policemen.
I told him go to Florida for the bonuses, but he said, "Yeah, then I got to find a place to live. I'll go live with Nick, see what happens."
Commute.
Know what the good news is? Yeah, it's a commuter, right? You know what the good news is? And this is why I kind of like this idea, because Nick and them have got about another year and a half, 2 years there max. When he leaves, Nick is going to rent that house out. Justin, if he likes it and stays there and has his place, then Justin could be the one to manage that house while Nick's gone.
sure. Oh, and
Yeah.
I'm sure she would like to have the company,
Oh yeah.
because then she could have the brother-in-law there, you know.
Well, she's still coming here when Nick leaves for the 9 months.
Oh
She's
yeah.
still coming back here, right? But he'll be at the house, so he's got at least 9 months at the house before he has to worry about getting a place.
Now, do they
And that
own
way
the house?
is-
Is
they own the
there-
house.
Oh, okay.
They own it. So he'll be at the house, taking care of the house,
Taking care of the house,
and they don't have to worry about the house while
Yeah.
they're gone.
and she can come and go as she pleases too.
Yeah. So because she's coming here for the whole time Nick's gone. We know that because she's got the job set up. She's coming back with the parents. So he'll have the house, be able to have the run of the house, take care of the house. The dog will be here. Now, I'm wondering if now in that case, they may leave Libby up there, the dog,
What kind of dog is it?
Australian Shepherd.
Oh,
So it depends on Justin. She probably take her down here, but she's not going to give her up for 9 months because she trains her and takes care of her and all of this. I
Yeah.
think the dog will come home.
well, yeah, that's like family, you know,
That's a dog.
but it's family.
Okay. Some people.
It's like your little family there.
They're not family. That's my best man, my best girl, and my other best man.
Yeah,
They're my best friends.
yeah.
Oh, don't give me that side eye.
I
Give me that
love
side eye.
dogs.
I said that.
What,
My dogs know how to
what's
spell.
not to love about dogs, Lance?
I know.
Yeah, I can
I
tell you
miss my dog.
when I'm picking up the paper and when one gets mad at me and leaves me a gift in the hallway, I can tell you.
Well, those are just little love bombs.
Yeah, it's a love bomb, all right. I got this love bomb right here to put on a cracker ass. Come here. Where's that at?
You have to put him on a leash when you take him out, Joe?
No, because he goes out the dog door out on the patio, and I've got a little thing out there set up for him. When I do take him somewhere, he does definitely get on a leash.
So he's got a little patio up on the second floor or third floor.
It's second floor. They got a little patio. The only bad, the only bad part about my patio, I got to go put that freaking thing back down. I've got a outdoor carpet I lay out there, and then I've got I took it off last hurricane because the hurricane blows it around. Because I've got slats, but I took it up last time. I need to put it back. But I've got a dog. It's a pad out there that's like grass.
Yeah.
And it's elevated, and if they pee, it goes down into it. And what's good about it is when they pee in it, it's so hot out there, it evaporates. So you don't have to worry about dumping it or anything. But
Right.
if they poop or something on it, yeah, you got to go pick it up eventually. You get outside and get it. And usually they use the paper inside, they don't use it outside. But lately, I don't know which one's doing it, but they've been going out there and dropping a couple of turds on the slats and missing and going in between the slats and falling downstairs. So I'm noticing one turd on the slat, and maybe one of them may have slipped through and landed on the guy's balcony thing downstairs. You know, but it's like,
Oh.
So it's like,
Little treasures falling from heaven down.
yeah, I'm not worried about that because it's going to dry out real fast because it's the heat here, right?
Right.
And they don't go out. The people downstairs, they don't go out on their balcony at all. So I'm not as worried about that happening because it doesn't happen often. But then I caught her walking out there, and she smelled the area she peed at, and she peed, but she was off the paper, so all the pee went sprinkling down there. So I'm gonna have to put that pad back up there to make them go back on top. They are so mad at Entergy right now, that power outage the other day. They're
Yeah.
saying, why did the city of New Orleans have like 75,000 people affected, but in all the parishes around, they didn't have that many combined? Why did they all isolate it to New Orleans? New Orleans piece of shit. That's what. No. I tell you what it is. New Orleans is a full Democratic city. Must have been a Republican pressing the button. I'll pay back this way, bitch. Right, Lance?
There you go. Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
did I ever tell you how
Lord, help me.
beautiful the Pacific Northwest is?
No,
Look at this.
is it really nice there, Lance? Tell us about it.
Look at this. My goodness.
Man, you never said that before, Lance. That's just like Art. I've never heard a lot other night say he went to the Philippines. I tell you, Art, somebody needs to slap him.
It's going to be 85 on Wednesday, my friend. 85.
Hey, Lance, it's 85 right now at 8:15 in the morning here.
85 in the Pacific Northwest, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
What's the humidity right now about?
I would say, I'm guessing 40.
Okay, we're 85.3 right now. It's 8:15 in the morning, 90% humidity.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. You know, and I can just smell New Orleans from here.
Yeah. All I'll tell you is this. All I'll tell you, I can remember nights at 10 o'clock at night bringing the garbage out on the street in New Orleans
Yeah.
and walking to the curb, putting the garbage down, coming back in and having to take a shower. That fast.
Yeah. Yeah. They just let them pee right on the street, don't they?
Yeah. No, that's in the French Quarter. But you don't smell that anymore.
That's the French Quarter.
Yeah, the French Quarter, they drink so much they don't go back and they wind up peeing against a building or something like this. You'll catch them. Police will arrest them now if they do it. But every morning, bright and early in the morning, like 5, 4 in the morning, IV waste goes flying through there, cleaning up the streets, and they spray the whole place down with disinfectant and everything. They clean it every day. So the French Quarter is not what it used to be. But if they catch somebody now doing that, you're under arrest. They bring you to Paris jail for a day. Because there's too many places you can go in and use the bathroom.
Hopefully the guy below doesn't barbecue a lot outside.
Yeah.
You might think it's a piece of meat, Justin. Oh, dropped a piece of meat here.
Yep. It'd be like Cy Robinson on an episode when they were picking blackberries, and he reached down and he said, "Man, that blackberry tastes shit, like shit, like this." He's spitting it out, and he had picked up a raccoon turd. He was eating a raccoon turd next to the blackberry bush. Will Robinson? Not Will Robinson, the dad. The dad, the guy with the beard, he died yesterday.
Keep an eye on things, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to catch a ship real quick.
Of course. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how that's going to affect the family up there. The dad dying.
Who are you talking about?
No, what you call it? Duck Dynasty. The guy it started. Hold on, I can't remember his freaking first name. Hold on.
That's not on anymore, is it?
Oh,
That hasn't been on for 10 years.
no, but that show
It's,
made them a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made them damn near, between their businesses and stuff, that family's probably worth a few $100 million.
Bill Robinson. Hold on. This guy right here. Bill Robinson right there. That's the dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's 79 years old. He died yesterday. He died. When they say he died. Thought they said he died. They just confirmed he died. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me when. Yeah, he just died. Yeah, he was a trip.
Yeah, him and his family were very outspoken politically the last couple of years, too.
Politically and religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a podcast that went on every day that they did. They talked about scripture every day up there. I went up there 2 times in the last 2 years, and I've passed Duck Dynasty, and I've always wanted to stop but it was always, I didn't have enough time because I was shooting games up that way. I just didn't time it right, but I was going to go stop there and just go in the place because the place is like it's open to the public. And sometimes you go in there in that back room where they all sat during the show. A couple of them are always there. You're running the side, you're running the Will, or somebody to be there, or Jason. They had a gas station up there that always said that at least 3 times a day, Cy showed up because he always showed up and got tea in there, sweet tea, and walked out. They gave him all the sweet tea he could drink just to show up. But that would be a bunch to know as friends. Yeah, that'd be fun. But they were completely different from Willie, from Phil to Willie was about the same. Jace was a little bit different, and Jeb was completely different because he was the youngest.
So Willie and Corey, they were both estimated to be worth. Willie was estimated to be worth 85 million. Corey 40 million. Phil and Kay Robinson estimated combined net worth was 25 million. Jep and Jessica Roberts combined net worth was about 8 million. And Phil Robinson's individual net worth was estimated at 10 million. So yeah, they were worth probably about 120 million between all of them.
Yeah. Jess was the one, boy. Lord help me.
But yeah, their duck call business, I mean, it skyrocketed after that show.
Yep. I wanted to go up there because what they did is they had them where if you caught them there and you bought one of their items, they'd autograph it and all of that, you know. So I wanted to get in there and hopefully run into one or two of them and have somebody sign it. And they actually said that if you bought, they had the ones that were the original ones that Phil made originals. And if you found the original that they sold them there, if you bought the originals, they cost you a little bit more. What they would do is they would send it to Will. He'd sign to Phil. He'd sign them. He came in once a week to sign them, and then they ship them out. So you'd have autographs from him.
I mean, I'm
I
surprised.
just thought it would be cool to run into him, talk to him.
I'm surprised they're not worth more than that, though. I figured they'd have been worth at least $250 million.
Well, they do have another show on right now. It's on Fox Nation. It's treasure hunting, where Cy's involved in it, and Jeb and the middle brother. They're Jace. They're involved in it, where they go treasure hunting with the metal detectors.
Yeah,
and they doing a show with another guy. They do it about 6 or 7 episodes a year.
Yeah, but they're like the Pawn Star guys. Like they're not nearly as fit in their prime of fame as they were 10 years ago.
No.
Like that was when, you know, all those reality shows for like the History Channel and all that were getting real popular.
Well, they hit it at the right time and they marketed it well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at Sadie, the Phil's granddaughter that graduated about 3 years ago. She was on Dancing with the Stars and did pretty good on there, right? And her biggest concern about Dancing with the Stars was the outfits she was wearing because of the Christian background. That was her biggest thing that bothered her. But she came in the top 3 or 4 out of the season. And they went up there and saw her. They all sat in the audience, you know, one episode. And but she graduated high school, got married. She got married after she got out of high school. And she's now a certified preacher up that area, and she's preaching. She went into ministry. That was where she needed to go, she said. It's a very spiritual family. Now, I used to like the shows. In fact, if I'm sitting here and I'm really bored and I flip through and I see one of them on, I might watch some of it. Because
Dude,
some of them are funny as hell, make you laugh.
none of all those shows were scripted. Every
Yeah.
one of them. The Pawn Stars, Swords Wars, Duck Dynasty, they all about, I would say 80% of them were scripted. 80% of it. Because technically, well, in reality, when you follow just somebody around all day, just doing their daily shit, it's
boring as shit.
actually boring. So they have to put these, conflicts and controversy and throw all this shit in there. Like one that was blatantly staged. I mean, you could just see it in every episode. Was that fucking towing repo or whatever that show was?
Yeah.
Dude, that one was so blatantly staged. I mean, it was horrible. Like they would be, you know, they would be picking up a car and all of a sudden they'd go running around the corner at 100 miles an hour and flip the car on the back of the tow truck. Like all the years my dad's company, the hundreds of tow trucks, thousands of tows they did a year, they never had shit like that happen. Like, and they did repos
Stunt driving
and all
everything.
that too. Yeah. It's like every other fucking call, dude. They were like flipping a car or fucking running over a street sign, just doing something stupid. It was like, come on now, this is getting a little ridiculous. That's why these guys that put out like vlogging videos of them doing their everyday job. They don't put every little bit in there, or you'd be bored after 20 minutes.
Attorney Jonathan Turley on his message to the judges.
Operation Repo, yeah, that was it, Jim. Yeah, exactly.
Lizard Lick Towing. That sounds like they're picking up hookers
Lizard
on a
Lick
street
Towing.
corner.
Yeah, Lizard Lick Towing, I remember them. They were out of North Carolina. Their shit was the same way, like it was blatantly staged. You could tell 100%. I hated that dude. That dude was so annoying. The stupid ass catchphrases. I was on 2 episodes of Storage Wars, and when you're actually there and you're seeing when they're not filming, yeah, it's staged. 100%. And my cousin was good friends with Barry before he was even on the show. The old guy Barry. We actually, on one of the episodes we were on, we actually helped him load up a storage unit after everybody left. He gave me and my cousin each $100 to help him load it on a trailer. Because he didn't care, dude. That dude had money. He was a retired millionaire. He just did it for the fun of it. And he just had the personality to be on the show.
Check BestCityDust.com.
What's up, Al?
Al, what's up?
Whenever you would show up there, they would try to, like, if you had any logos on your shirts or your pants, like say you showed up there in a Nike shirt, right? It said Nike across the front. They'd want to put duct tape on your shirt because the editors were like, well, it's a name brand. We can't show that on camera. And they asked me and my cousin to put duct tape on our shirts. They said, well, it'd be easier if we just do that than having to edit it later. I say, you can edit it later. You're not fucking sticking duct tape all over my clothes. Like that.
Yeah, because if you wear a shirt with a brand on it, they got to pay that brand something.
Oh, you don't know the half of it, Jim.
Oh yeah.
Barry had some wild shit, dude. He was just as cool in person though, like when he was off camera. I said I met him a few times with my cousin. He was just as funny off camera as he was on camera. He wasn't any different either. He acted the same off camera as he did on camera. It was wild as hell.
They caught three more of those guys, two of them in Texas by Joe Fodolito in Houston area.
So are they up to 7 now?
I think they're down to only looking for 2 now. But they've also arrested, I think, 14 people involved with the escape or aiding and abetting, including one of them's dad and mom, one of them's sister, another one's dad.
I can't believe it's taken them this long to catch him. That's crazy.
Well, the 2 in Houston, they were spotted in Houston and went on a police chase. So now they're seeing they've got evading the police, the chase and all that, all the felonies in Houston on them. So they're gonna be tried in Houston, then they're gonna be sent back here for the escape, and they're gonna everything.
Like I said, I'll laugh at those ones that have actually, like I was watching one, I think it was out of Vegas, and 4 inmates decided to break out. And the bad thing is one of them was literally a month from getting out. And because of that, he got another like 5 years or something. I was like, what a fucking idiot.
Right. Well, the best part is that the
What's up, dog?
criminal sheriff's department that runs the jail did not do a crime scene investigation.
Oh, I saw
right
this
away.
morning that there was 5 arrested for conspiring to help.
There's a total of 14. Total of 14 now. But the crime scene investigation wasn't done. State police came in a week later to do it, and the state police voluntarily asked every person that works at that jail to give a DNA sample before we go put subpoenas out for them, including the chief of the sheriff, because they say there's so many pieces of DNA evidence there. They want to trace it back to anybody at that jail because somebody actually put a panel back up that they took down after it was over with. So they wanted to know who did that, tampered with evidence. So and the police chief was supposed the sheriff, she was up for re-election this year, and she suspended her re-election. That somebody's going to jail. Somebody up there real big is going to jail. Because they're trying to find out who might be a relative of some of these people in the jail system.
Yeah, I might have different last names, but related to them somehow, yeah. That's wild, dude. That many people are involved.
Well, it's crazy. But everybody, and the jail's only supposed to hold certain people, right? And they had 93 people there that were in there for murder that were being held or either been convicted already or waiting for trial. They took all 93 of them out and sent them to Angola.
Yeah, because they were getting money for them being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said, nope, they're not supposed to be there. Sent them. And they picked them up overnight and brought them all out. Didn't tell anybody, just took them. The state police took control of the whole thing.
And that might not even been the reason that they were keeping them there for the money. It was because there was a big conspiracy going on to break them out.
It could have been.
That's fucking wild.
But all these kids that go in there and they're 17 years old, and they're gonna house them there because they could try them as an adult. Now they're going to big boy prison.
Now is the reason they think all these people helped out is one of them in jail for like fucking robbing $100 million and they never recovered it, and the person promised them money or something, like something crazy or what?
Yeah.
It's like what motivated these people to kill their careers and get thrown in prison for a long period of time to break out 5 people or 10 people? Remember, it was kind of like the movie SWAT. Remember SWAT? And the guy was offering $100 million to anybody who'd break him out of prison.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy, I can't remember where it was. I read the story about him. He was a high tech, a financial guy, and they were trying him for embezzlement of like $3.2 million or something like this. and he was sitting in jail. Wait, he hadn't been convicted yet, but they had him in a minimum security prison because they were trying to get more information out of him because he was flipping on people, and he was a what they said it was he was a baker. They made him a baker while he was there. He hadn't been convicted yet, and as long as he kept flipping, they weren't trying him, but they were keeping him there because of that, and it was all legal what they were doing. And he'd get up in the morning and walk from his building to the mess hall facility in the morning, like at 4 a.m, and he'd do all the baking and everything. They'd send him back in the afternoon, and he'd go back and forth. Right. One morning he left, never made it to the other place. They called to see if he was sick or something. They said no, he left an hour ago. All his clothes was nice by the back door. He had another set of clothes. They couldn't find him. They did some research on him, and they picked him up in Chicago. And I think he was somewhere on the East Coast. And they picked him up in Chicago when he got off the plane. And his girlfriend from where he lived at was in Chicago, and they followed her to Chicago and waited. And when he got off the plane and walked over there, they walked up and arrested both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Morning,
But
Frank. Morning,
they got him within hours.
morning, Ed. Morning, Jim. Morning, Frank. I can't see the chat, so I figured those are usually the standbys. So.
Frank never made it. Jody never made it either. They must be arguing with each other.
Okay, Jim. Good morning. Good morning, Brenda. Morning, Gitchy.
I didn't see Get You either.
Nunya's in there. Al's in there.
Yeah.
Morning, guys. So they found my next door neighbor who was 73, deceased in her basement on last Thursday.
Oh wow.
The mailman came to me last Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was out mowing my lawn, and he stopped and said, "Hey, your neighbor's not picking up her mail, but that's not unusual. She does that a lot of times." Well, she lives kind of kitty corner from me. She doesn't live right across the street. The people that live across the street, they're 75, but they're on vacation. And they go for months at a time, and they go on cruises and stuff. Anyway, they were gone, and they're usually the ones that keep an eye on her. So we don't really see her very much, hardly at all. So I went over and knocked on Saturday after the mailman told me that. No one answered. But again, that's not unusual because she won't answer if she doesn't really know who you are. Or, she'll answer the guy across the street, but that's about it. So I called him, and he was in, I don't know where they were. And they were cruising someplace. And he said, well, I'll call and see. Because she'll answer his phone call. Well, he called, and she didn't answer. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait a day or so and let Denny, the guy across the street, figure it out. So he finally calls on Thursday and says, hey, we need to do a wellness check because she's still not answering. So on Thursday, my wife and I did a wellness check on her, and my wife had to leave work. Luckily, she lives a mile away from our house. Leave work to give anyway, the cops came and they saw her deceased naked in the downstairs basement, and they had to break the door down and go get her. And so anyway, we don't know how long she's been dead. The folks across the hall or across the street had been gone at least a month. So
Wow.
Who knows when she passed, but her mailbox is completely full.
So my question is, house for sale now?
Say that again?
A house is going to be for sale, I guess.
Yes, it's going to be for sale. Yeah.
So I can move across the street from you.
You could, and it's going
There you go.
to, it'll be fairly cheap. It's probably about 800,000.
Hey, give me a checkbook. I can sell my Air 2S. They're about worth that now.
There you go. But yeah, and then so the cops called all so we had to get into our neighbor's house. He had to tell us where the key was to get all the information about her because they have it in a file. like next of kin type of stuff.
Right.
And so we had to get that for the policemen who were waiting for it, and we gave them all that. And they started calling. They were still there when I got home at 3:30 in the afternoon, you know, kind of waiting for the coroner to come pick her up. And
Wow.
I was talking to them, and they said, we went down the list and nobody was interested in helping. And the lady
You
was
gotta be-
very, yeah, really. No one was like, call someone else, yeah, basically. And it's like, dudes, you know, this is your aunt. She didn't have any, she wasn't married, didn't have any kids. She had nephews, basically nephews and nieces. And no one wanted to do anything.
Wow.
So
Hope you don't have a will.
exactly. And Denny, the guy across the street, thinks she has a will. So, and who knows, they may have given it to Denny, you know, because they kind of, like I said, they kind of kept an eye
Well,
on her.
tell Denny that if that will has all the relatives all in it, listen there, tear it up.
Yeah, let it go to probate.
Yeah, let them fight over it.
Yeah. But you know, she's, you know, and she was an airline stewardess. I bet she's worth, you know, a couple million probably.
What's that? Aunt Jenny? Oh, yeah, it might be related.
Yeah, her name was
They
Kathy.
didn't call me though. I would have come.
I'll scribble your number at the bottom.
Yeah, if they call me, I'll come out there and tell them how beautiful the Pacific Northwest is.
Did her
Yeah.
family not live in the area or what?
She has nephew. He had a brother who lived in Puyallup, but he passed away a few years ago. But he has, you know, he has kids. So those are her nephews and nieces, and she's got, I don't know. There was a list of about 5 or 6 people on the piece of paper that the policeman went, you know, down the list to call.
If none of them wanted to help her, it must have been some kind of, she must have been estranged from her family or something.
See, and she wasn't even like that. It was like the nicest lady. I hard to believe that she was estranged to anyone. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. And fit is a fiddle. You know, she could have lived to be 93, I think, you know, at least. I mean, it was shocking that, you know, she had passed away.
Well, wonder if she may have fell down the stairs or something.
Yeah.
That's my first thought, is that she's in the basement. Maybe she fell down the stairs.
Yeah. And I don't know how close she was to the back door. They were able to see her before they broke in. So, you know, they must have peeked through the windows. I didn't really ask for details.
That's the hardest thing when you get on an EMS call and you look in the window, it's got a crack or something where you can see, and you see the person on the floor. Because you don't know if they're dead or what. You got to get inside then. It's like, damn.
Well, I've seen a lot of body cam footage where they were doing wellness checks, and they won't even enter the house unless a family member's there to give them permission to, unless they see a body.
Yeah, you
If
see a
they
body,
do.
you go in.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have seen her though, they probably wouldn't have went in the house unless they got a hold of a family member to tell them it was okay.
We had one woman on the West Bank. We used to have to go out there about every month because she was diabetic and she forget to take her insulin. And when they couldn't contact her, somebody called her every day to check on her. If they couldn't contact her after a couple of calls, they'd have a wellness check because chances are she just forgot her insulin. And she was so well known that the police knew where it was and we knew where it was. She had a key outside.
Yeah.
EMS knew, so they let us know where the key's at just in case. And I remember the last time I went out there, the police pulled up at the same time. I looked inside and said, "There's her feet on the floor. She's on the floor." Like that. And the police grabbed the key, opened the door. We went in there. And the first thing you look for is see there's flies. If there's flies, you're not even gonna worry about it. She's probably dead. But we looked in there and she's on the floor, right? And we went in and checked. She had a pulse, rolled her over, got the IV out, ran an IV of D50 in her, where we pushed the D50. It's like Carol syrup. And there's Paul's overeating again. And as soon as that stuff hits her and starts hitting that sugar, right? She opened her eyes and she looks at bed and she goes, "Baby, I forgot to take my insulin again." Yeah, baby, you did. Well, that would go on about once a month.
I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
Later, Justin. Yeah, we used to, at least once a month, somebody go out there.
Today? No.
What can I get started for you today?
Can I get 2 sausage McMuffins and 2 hash browns?
2 sausage McMuffins and a hash brown. Anything else?
Two hash browns.
2 hash browns. Anything else?
Nope.
That'll be at the first window.
Thank you.
And a coffee and. big
Vance is
breakfast.
having breakfast too, huh?
Yeah, but he's having a breakfast, not like you.
Here you go, Joe.
I saw it.
There they are. 6 of them babies all lined up.
Sausage McMuffins and
Thank you. So I went and met my buddy and went and flew today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Justin and Joe were having a conversation. I
Where you flew at?
ran into a train. I went down to the waterfront. My secret spot number 1.
Okay.
And he veloed my Avata, and then he went and flew his Air 3s actually. He has. You know, I think I might get the Air 3s over the Mavic 4. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I've got it in the cart. I'm trying not to pull that trigger.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, that's all I need is another drone.
Yeah.
I've got to get rid of 2 Mavic 2 Pros. You got to get rid of 2 Avatas. You know, I mean, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to donate them to my program when I retire. Just leave them. I've got a Phantom 3 that I haven't flown that's sitting in my office and at work. Phantom 3 that I haven't flown since probably 17, maybe 18. I don't even know if the batteries, I haven't even opened the case. Batteries are any good, or I should charge it and fly it. See how it's, I forget how to fly it, I think. I'm almost that way with my Mavic 2 Pro. It's like, okay, I've got to hook up my phone. I've got to remember the app. You know, I hated the Fly app when they changed over from the cell phone app to the Fly app.
Right.
But now I'm used to it.
Yep.
You know what they need to do is they need to do a point of interest with using the GPS. That's what they need to do with the Mavic series now, or anything they used to do. They, you know, that used to be there with the Mavic 2 Pro, but since then they've taken that off. Especially now that you can fly at night.
Right.
Yeah, at the rock pile. One car is just pulling in. Is that a cop? We've already got a cop at the school. Or is that might be, it's either a cop or it's our security. That is district security. They're just, someone set an alarm off probably. Okay. I'm done load.
Oh, man.
The Chinese do, so he's using now leverage And that's the word he used. Backing up, Rick. Yeah.
Okay, see, protection going on. Now, see without you on. You got it. Thanks. Damn.
Put you guys in my back pocket.
Merger between US Steel and Japanese steelmaker Nippon. And who is the live?
In your back pocket?
Good morning. Hi, it's great to speak with you. A turnaround for President Trump. He previously said that he would block a deal between US Steel and Nippon Steel, but President Trump announced that he would allow a partnership between the steel companies. That's what he said on Sunday. Watch.
Otherwise, I wouldn't make the deal. I went to the unions, to the unions, they all wanted it. And that was because Congressman came in, 5 of them, and the other side was in their parents. Everybody seems to want it.
Now, President Trump said US Steel will remain in Pittsburgh. In the next 14 months, but the labor union has been a staunch critic of the deal. And in a statement on the hall, he again raised concerns about job security and national security. And there are questions that were made about how exactly a partnership between these two steel companies will manage those very issues. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Trump administration and Nippon are working out a national security agreement and possible creation of a board of American citizens who oversee Nippon. Reuters also reports that the U.S. government could possibly take an ownership.
I see Hawaii blew up again, huh?
Oh, you see that thing?
Yeah.
That sucker
mean,
was going.
It's like probably 1,000 or 1,500 feet in the air.
It's 1,000 feet.
And it isn't just shooting, it just steady.
Well, it was nice. I remember I was there one time shooting pictures there. But it was never like that.
U.S. hockey team won the first international hockey team championship in 92 years.
How many years?
92 years they've been holding up.
Oh. In what?
World Hockey Association.
That don't sound
In
right.
other words, like all the countries of the world play against, like Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Russia, Germany.
Okay. Well, the same thing with the Olympics. We won that, and that wasn't 92 years ago.
Well, that's what they just said on the news. 92 years.
Yeah, that don't sound right because I remember watching it. And I was in my 20s.
Coming in.
Well, that'd be
30s.
about right, wouldn't it? 92 years, you in your 20s?
For you.
For you. You keep trying to play it like you're still 22 years old, Joe. I understand the idea behind it, but
I feel 22 years old. I don't feel 70.
The reality is not what it is.
Lance, you're already here. Is that you?
Yeah,
That's me.
the other camera.
I don't know. If he starts doing the swing,
Let me hang up this guy.
he might start swinging.
Start doing the swing. That's funny.
Joe, I'm really glad that you suggested that I go and get me some Boston creams. Thank you.
Oh, quit lying. You don't have to lie to us.
Everybody knows that you're a big supporter of my Boston cream habit.
A company tend to call, they're particular about their call. They don't want just any old install.
Yeah, Randy, I like the variable aperture as well.
Yeah, Brian, you can have the best window in the world, not installed. So, you don't have
I don't know what the technology is, but why didn't they do that with the Air 3S, right? I mean, come on.
our windows year in, year out, have been thousands.
Hey, Randy, what's up?
Home improvement companies. They get stuck with blame. Yeah, with other companies, there's issue. Manufacturer blames the installer, installer blames the manufacturer. With us, there's no finger pointing or blaming each other. We're both the installer and the manufacturer. Says, is it easy for a homeowner to get a price? Very easy. We'll come out to your house and we'll set your current value door windows, then we'll get put down to the penny price quote. Set up direct to me.
Save $400 on every window and save $850 on every patio door and entry door with no money down, no monthly.
May 25th, 2015. Wow. That must be on the Hawaii, the island, huh? Is it?
It's on the Big Island.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Call 1-800-704.
We're going in a month. Not there, though.
4200.
We're in Kauai.
People diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. That's why we offer free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Mesothelioma is really all we need.
Call 800-500-5202 or go to mesobook.com. Think of multiple places that can expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points, alerts you to threats, and gives us identity theft guaranteed. Backed by our $1 million protection package. Join today.
Thousand Acres is such an easy choice. It's like a no-brainer. It's probably a single thing I purchased when I severed one. Get 35% off 4% by using discount code FOXNews.
I love that my dog's still eat, but sometimes I can't help an occasional stabbing or hands and feet. So what does me bother?
Your body's clinic is to be managed and reduces the discomfort and is literally some things.
Now I can help you feel the difference. $600 a year. If you're 50 plus, you can save up to that much by switching 2 unlimited lines from Big Wireless and Cell. And you've got the same line of coverage. Why don't you pick up your phone while I take this hammer? You can't feel my feet. See how we can cut your if you're over 50, get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each. Call Consumer Cell. Once you have kids, you want to make sure that they're taken care of. Like they're putting it off. Why? That's all right. And it goes. I was able to get a great news. It's a relief. Check your price today.
Did you guys see this here? Share it. Oh, share. Window here. You
Yeah.
see that?
Different kind of day at the beach, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what people need to understand is
Yep.
we walk around the United States fairly free because of what our military does.
Right. Like I used to tell my son I used to watch like Memorial Day and I used to watch the war movies and all of that stuff. And I sit here and I start tearing up. And my son would look at me and say, "Come on, Dad, it's the movie, you know?" I said, "No, it's realistic." I said, "You don't understand." I said, "Hopefully one day you will." And after he became a Marine, he was here before he left for good. Well, like that, when he left to go to North Carolina, he was sitting there one day and we were watching something, and I looked over and he was tearing up. And I said, "So you understand now, right?" He goes, "Yes, sir." That's what it took, you know. It took for him to be in the middle of that to understand. Like right now, he's understanding very well being on a ship. He said the one thing he likes, he hates the ship. He doesn't like it. He said it's not as bad as you think, but he said I don't like the fact I'd rather be home. And I said I understand because you're always going to rather be home. But he says, but what I like about it is that I'm here and I get to see the machine, what the machine does. He said, and that's what it is. It's one big machine. I said, yeah, you understand now. But that's what it takes, somebody to experience it. That's why I honestly believe that if you're fit enough, I think everybody, when they come out of high school, needs 2 years. They need to have a mandatory 2 years just to let them understand. If they did that, this country would be a whole different country. So they got two left, two escapees left. They caught three of them yesterday, so they're down to 2. Now the good news is the ones that they're still looking for. One of them is very identifiable. He's got tattoos all over his face. He can't hide those. So I know I see somebody got tattoos all over his face and it matches. 20 grand, baby. I'd shoot him in the foot so he can't run and tell him he attacked me. Hey, Lance, did you see the Memorial Day thing I put out yesterday, the little one?
I did not. Your video?
Yeah, I did one yesterday. I think what I call it. Remembering those who gave all or something like that.
I read your little write up, but I don't know that I watched the video.
Yeah, because the video goes with that.
Okay. I will go watch that.
Yeah, because what it actually is was something I shot 2 years ago and something I shot last year. I just took clips from both.
Okay.
I took I just kept it a minute long.
Was it the all the flags in front of the Capitol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the cemetery, fly over the cemetery, loaded the flags, and then went into the state capitol at the end. Just as I went over and went up. Just short and sweet. That's all it needed to be.
So maybe you know this. I don't know it. I was listening to the news last night, and they were showing all the flags, you know, at the. Oh, that's not you. I need to find your. And they were showing all the flags, and the newscaster was saying, and they picked the flags up as soon as, you know, the event is over, pretty much. I mean, like the next day.
Right.
And I thought, I wonder why they do that. Because I went on Veterans Day in November a couple years ago to the cemetery that Rodney Bell's dad is buried at here in Washington. And they had the flags. And I went the very next day, and the kids from the middle school, which is right next door, were all out there with the supervised adult picking up all the flags. And I thought, that's quick.
Right.
You know, I mean, the very next day, and it was raining like crazy. And they were out there.
I think it's basically to pick them up right off the bat so that they could use them again, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cost effective.
Yeah. And in Arlington and even in Tahoma National Cemetery here in Covington, Washington, they put the flag exactly a foot away from the tombstone. And so the soldiers put them in, and so they have to recruit, you know, I don't know how many, 50 soldiers, I don't know how many it takes, but all with that size 12 shoe. So they're all the exact same. So they put their shoe between the tombstone, and then they stick the flag in behind their heel, and they just walk to the next grave. So they're all uniform. They're all exactly the same distance apart, which I thought was cool. Kind of a cool story.
Well, when Justin, my son, was in the police academy, that's right next to the cemetery, the Southeast Louisiana Cemetery.
Yeah.
And he was there during Memorial Day, and they had them out putting in all the recruits for the police academy, put all the flags in. I think they had some help with some military, you know, that were there, but they were out there doing it. I passed that thing 1,000,000 times and had never gone even in there. And I thought about it because he told me about it. So I actually passed it, went up an exit, came back because I had the drone with me, and I went back and I went in there and I checked every place possible to find out if I could fly it. It was legal airspace. It's Class G. And there's nothing that said I couldn't fly it. There was only 2 people in the whole cemetery walking around. So I just got to the back of it and I went real low over it, real slow, quietly, you know?
Yep.
And I've researched it, and it's never, I can't find anywhere it says you can't fly. You know? So the last time I went over there, I had the Air 2S with me and flew with the Air 2S, which makes a little more noise. You know, and I was up a little higher and they were doing some construction on another side and nobody said anything to me. I guess as long as you don't, if there's people out there, you don't bother and buzz them, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because then because it's like Louisiana, you can do it state parks, you know, this is federal, but it doesn't say it's a federal, like a park. It's just it doesn't say I can't do it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I went down the rules of it. None of the rules said drones.
Yeah, in the National Cemetery, I looked up the rules, and as long as you're not bothering people in a heavy time, you can fly in the National Cemetery. So I flew last year. I don't know if I flew Veterans Day, or I think I flew last Veterans Day, or it might have been the year before. You know, the day after. You know, when no one was in the cemetery at all. And I did it. You know, like me, I did it at 6 in the morning when no one's up yet.
Yeah, I found out that they have a whole section that I noticed there were smaller headstones. And I was trying to think of why they had smaller headstones. I said, well, they're cutting back here too, you know? And come to find out, one whole section that they still have years and years to fill in. And I think they still said they've got enough room to put over 2,000 people, you know, something like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I found out that I can go put in all my paperwork there. And once I passed, they could cremate me, and all the smaller headstones were cremation areas. So they could put me in there in the Southeast Louisiana National Cemetery and plant me there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I keep saying I'm going to do it. And I keep forgetting to. All you got to do is put in the paperwork. They verify everything. And then when you die, your relatives just contact them, and they'll have a military funeral for you and everything.
Yep. They did that for my mom. They did that for my dad. My mom, of course, my dad attended my mom's because he was still alive. And then when my dad died, they did the whole, you know, gun salute and everything. It was kind of cool. Presented
now the bottom
flag.
line is you might have to wait because Gil, my cousin's father-in-law, he passed, and they didn't have a date they could put him in because it's all booked up. And he got cremated. They kept the urn at home, and it was like 7 months later before they could do the ceremony to put him in there.
Yep, that's what we did. We cremated my dad in February, And I called probably March or something and said, "Hey, my dad, my mom's already buried," and they were in one of those, I don't know what you call them, above ground,
It's
you know,
like a
Mausoleum?
mausoleum type.
yeah, mausoleum. And my dad wanted to be in the same, you know, container as her, so it was a little easier. But we didn't do it until like August or September anyway, because that's when my brothers could be in town. So I just kept him on my mantle until then.
Yep. Yeah, because they just Gil, like it was about 7 months before they even had a date open to be able to do it.
Still at large as the manhunt continues. Louisiana State Police also arresting another alleged accomplice, bringing the number of those accused to helping them. These inmates to
Is your channel USA or is it Joe?
It's USA Drone Flyer.
Okay.
Just do at USA Drone Flyer. I got the link in the chat. I stuck the link in the chat.
I just found you.
It was just
wasn't
the other day I was thinking of where I was going to go flying. I said, let me just clip the thing. It worked.
Yeah.
Because I like those better.
What song did you use?
I can't remember. It's something like something. I can't remember the name of it.
Paul, can I show it? Are you worried about being monetized?
Well, it's not. It's Epidemic Sound. Good.
Has been accounted for, authorities say. Hardin, who has served briefly as police chief in the small town of Gateway, Arkansas, had been at the prison.
Did you see there's an ex-police chief that escaped from prison?
Yeah. Yeah, and around Christmas time, they changed the flags. They put a wreath in front of each one.
this time, they need to throw away the key.
So the murder sentence, Hardin is serving a 50-year sentence for the rape of an elementary school teacher.
And a little known fact that a lot of people don't know is the wife or spouse is engraved, and they pass away, are engraved on the back side.
Right. They put one in front and one in back.
Yep.
Actually, I
The
think that's
soldier is in front,
Yeah.
and the spouse is in back.
Yeah. And I think the guy told me that they have them actually laying down, they're actually standing up.
The bodies?
Yeah.
Really? So they're digging 8 feet, 9 feet down.
See, but that doesn't make sense because that one I just saw is wide.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Because they had one of them that when that other clip, I didn't realize that they had one, I wouldn't have used that clip. It was where the grass was dead in that one area.
Yeah. But if you think about it, from here to here is not 6 feet. Right?
No, it's not. That's
So
what I'm thinking. I remember them saying it's standing up.
Yeah, they've got to do that, you think. This is cool.
Yeah, that's 11,000 Gold Star family flags that are placed there every year.
Nicely done, Joe. That's your best video ever, I think.
Thank you. It's short and sweet and it's to the point. It's not for me, it's for them. It didn't have to be 5 minutes long. All it needed to do was state a fact, you know?
Yep.
Because can't take for granted what we have.
You know, and it just ticks me off that my kids don't stand when we do the pledge. Just boils me.
Well, you remember that one kid I told you about that is probably going to be in the NFL. He's really that good. they do the national anthem, he'd stand there and he put his hands behind his back. And that aggravated the hell out of me because I always take pictures of the team with their hands across their chest. And you get to him and his hands behind his back, and I never take a picture. And
I
that used
wouldn't-
to aggravate the hell out of me.
You know, I wouldn't think, I don't know that that would aggravate me. I don't know why, you know, yeah, I don't know. I mean, hands across your chest. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that's a form of disrespect. To me, I wouldn't think that, but again, I don't know.
You know, I don't know. It just bothered me, you know, because
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
when if I'm at a basketball game, anything, national anthem. Now I may be out in the field shooting pictures of them during it, and I'm working, so that's a legit thing. But you'll see me, I'll snap, 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 get my shots down, and the national anthem's going down, get my shots of the flag, get my shots of what I need. That sucker goes down, boom, boom, boom. I'm right up, you know. I stop.
Yeah.
Then I go to it. I stop, and it's precision like a Marine the way I do it. I stop, put the stuff down, get it attention, put my hand across my chest, and I sit there, and then right before the end of it, I'll stop and grab because all of them throw their helmets up in there, and I'll try to get that shot, you know.
You know, I was taught because I lived in a military town and they had parades, you know, for every major, you know, 4th of July, you know, Memorial, Labor Day, and they had parades. And anytime they would, you know, in that parade, an American flag would walk by, everyone would stand up. And our kids don't even know that that's something you do. And you stand up until it goes by you.
Right. I tell you what, I was in a stadium one time in uniform, and we had I think it was right after it was when I got out of boot camp. I went to see my girlfriend up at Southeastern, and I'm in the stadium, and I got my uniform on. That was my mistake. I had my uniform on, and they come marching out with the flag. I got to get up and give it a salute. All colors of standards, not case. I give it a salute. We do the national anthem, do the salute. Flags on the other end of the field. March back in front of me. I had to get up and salute it again. You know?
Oh yeah.
It was like, but that's what you do.
It was it's kind of cool here. My JROTC kids are really respectful. In fact, I don't have any we do the flag salute third period. I don't have any of those kids in my class, but I'm sure they stand. Anyway, when we go out and shoot pictures and they have to dress every Wednesday, they put on their uniforms every Wednesday. You know, they have whatever they do in their little classroom. But when we go out and shoot on those days, and a kid, you know, they've got to take their cover, is what they call it, right?
Yep,
they
cover.
Take their hat off, their cover, and they take it off as soon as they enter a building, and then they set it next to their desk, and then we go shoot, and the kids will walk out of the room with forgetting their cover, and they start to step outside, and they're like, "Oh crap!" They say, "Mr. Cadet, go back and get my cover." I said, "Well, I will get in all kinds of trouble if I don't have my cover on."
Yeah, it's a cover unless the drill instructors are mad at you. Then put your lid back on. You know.
Yeah.
But I was at this last year at the police thing. I shoot every October, the Night Out Against Crime.
Yeah.
And I'm there and I'm looking and Junior OTC comes out. Johnny, Junior OTC comes out and they do the flag ceremony. So I'm standing there and I look over and there's about 10 of them. They help people with the vendors and everything. And I look over and they're all standing there underneath the overhang, all of them with their covers in their hand, right?
Yeah.
So I go walking. I said, "Hey, how y'all doing there, Junior ROTC?" Like this, cadets like this, and they said, "Hey, Staff Sergeant, what's going on?" I said, "Y'all look pretty good out of uniform." They look at me and said, "Put your covers on," and they all throw them on real quick, right? And I walked over to Master Guns and I said, "Hey, Master Guns, what's up? I got a question for you. Why your cadets were standing over there without their covers on?" He goes, looks at me and he goes, "Staff Sergeant, I don't know, but I will get you an answer." And he went over there and reamed him.
Yep.
Because he's stickler for the uniform, you know?
Yep.
How's Johnny doing today?
I don't know. He looked like he's new at this.
A lot of the old values are disappearing. It used to be that if a funeral went past you, you stopped, took
Pull
your
it over to the side. Yep.
and made
Hey,
the sign of the cross.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you.
I don't see I'm on my phone. I don't see the damn option for the camera again. I don't know. This stupid thing.
It's at the bottom in Zoom.
Oh, it ain't.
Well, he's on his cell phone. I don't know. I don't know how to do that either.
I'm
That's what
all
Mark's saying.
cell
Mark's
phone.
on his cell phone. Still raining by you, Johnny?
We don't want to see you anyway.
Lance is throwing love your way, Johnny.
Yeah, it was Lance. It wasn't me.
Good morning, Johnny. We love you.
Yeah, I don't
He
see
muted
the
himself because he was cursing.
Good morning, Mark.
Mark.
It says your video is stopped. I don't see the damn video.
Hey, go out and come back in. We won't
He
let
did.
you back in.
Lance says, Joe, go out and come back in, which you did. And Lance says, and we won't let you back in.
He's new at this. Yeah, he's probably getting trash with rain right now where he's at.
It's raining down there.
Yeah, the dog just freaked out when it said lightning was detected in my area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's she knows that. Last night, I tell you, I went to bed last night, 8 o'clock. Woke up at 9:30, went back to sleep. Woke up about 10 o'clock because a lightning bolt sounded like it hit my window.
Wow.
That's how close it was. It was like, and it wasn't raining, just one lightning bolt. No, it was close. Because I'm on a slant in the back, and you could hear the rain hit the roof. I can tell you how that medicine works, that medicine that I'm taking. Usually, when I'm eating hot dogs, I could eat 3 hot dogs. I could barely get 2 in me yesterday. But medicine's doing something. And hot dogs are 70 calories just for the hot dogs. The bread was another 30 calories each, so that was 200 calories. And then the chili and everything I put on there added about another 100 calories. So I only had about 400 calories max out of that all day.
How can the hot dog have more calories than the bread?
It did. I read them.
There's no fat in any hot dogs.
What?
There
It
is
said
over
70
here.
calories. It depends on the hot dogs. That means you must be buying them good ones. I'm buying them red ones. I buy the ones at $1.69, not the ones at $3.49.
Ones that taste good.
Yeah. Gotta be you gotta have that red, and when you put them in the water, boil them, all that red's gotta come off. I found a new way to do it last night. I've actually got a hot dog toaster that you can put the dogs in and toast them. It's like a toaster. You put the buns in one side and the hot dogs in the other side, 2 of them, and they come out, and boy, they taste so good. But last night I didn't feel like pulling it out. And I sliced one in half and put it in my little thing I do the eggs in the morning. Just held it down till it started to burn. And it came out pretty good. It did the job. I was gonna put it in the microwave, but I had a tea in there. Don't microwave your hot dogs, by the way. Unless you do it for like 30 seconds, you got to be fast. You put it in there too long, it's gonna be all over the place.
Now, what's put them in a bowl of water, then put them in the microwave.
Yeah, I usually just throw them. If I boil them, I put them on a stove in a pot. But I usually stick them in the air fryer for about 5 minutes, and they come out just right.
Mm-hmm. I got some quite nice hot dog sausages the other day. They're pork with bacon and maple syrup.
That sounds good.
Mm.
It was 70 for mine. I double checked it. 70 a piece. It said 8 servings per container, 70 calories. So I've been averaging probably under 1,500 calories a day since I've taken this medicine. And if I stay at 1,300 calories a day, I'm losing 1 to 2 pounds a week without taking medication, according to the app that I've got. I tell you what, next week I'm gonna be in the 220s. When I get in the 220s, I haven't been in the 220s for 30 years. My goal is by Christmas time to be about 210. And I'd love to be at 200.
I'm quite happy at the moment, just staying under 200. But I'm a lot shorter than you.
Well, my goal is once I get down to about, if I get down to about 210, I'm gonna start doing some exercise to tighten up the core and all of this. And I'm gonna start doing a lot of exercise to try to tighten up the stomach area. So when my son comes back in a year, if I get my way, I'm gonna have a 6-pack.
There you go, Joe. Can you see it?
Can see it now.
6 packs of
Rat.
these. Or no,
Little bunnies.
5.
Oh, well, bunnies are good. Rats are bad.
That's a rabbit. A wabbit. A wascal wabbit.
Wascally rabbit. Wascally rabbit.
They taste nice.
We used to have them here. Now we got coyotes.
Rabbits are nicer in stews than squirrels.
Yeah. Well, see, he had a raccoon there the other day. He has chipmunks. He has squirrels. We could have a three meat jambalaya.
Well, I had a skunk the other day too.
Oh, no, keep the skunk. Was
There
he in your yard or outside?
There must be some pretty good size meat on them.
No, I wouldn't eat a skunk.
Smell a bit.
So you got chipmunks, squirrels, and raccoons and bunnies. You could have 4 different meats in that jambalaya.
So are you gonna make some jambalaya? Or are you gonna go buy some, Joe?
I don't know what I'm having today.
There goes the rabbit across the street.
Today may be a chicken strip day.
Thanks for calling Consumer Cellular, like #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction. Hi, my friend Linda has you guys, and it's way better coverage than I do.
If it wasn't raining today, it's cool. It's cool enough. It's actually dropped 3 degrees. We've dropped 8 degrees. It's actually cool enough. The humidity's even dropped 11%.
Really?
Yeah, that's good. It's even cool enough. I want to put that radio in my car.
We got a heat wave going. It's 55 degrees here.
I wish it was 55 here.
It hasn't stopped raining here for 2 days now.
Did I ever tell you how beautiful
Yeah. Maybe once or twice. Hey Lance, my AC in my car works beautiful, right? Never
Yeah.
had an issue with it, but it seems like because of the humidity here, the humidity gives you a factor in it too. And it just seems like it's coming out cool enough, but it's not cold enough. And I said, well, you know what? I've had enough of me sweating in the car. You know, it cools off when you're driving a while to where it's comfortable. But I said, yeah, it's got to be a little bit low, or it may have been that way all along because I remember checking when I first got it and I know where the gauge was. So I said, well, let me put the gauges on it. So I threw the gauges on it and it was a little bit lower where not a leak, it's just normal. You know, if it's a leak, it's so small, it's not big enough to worry about.
Yeah.
And I went and I put a quarter of a can that I had stuck on a machine on the nozzle. I've got one of these, you screw on it and it opens it up, but it's still sealed till you screw on that. I had a quarter of a can on that. And I put that in there and it went in real easy. And it barely moved my needle. And I looked at it and my uncle that used to work on all of this stuff gave me the gauges. These are like $300 gauges. And he said, I'm going to put a mark right here. And he got a knife out and put a cut in it. He says, never go past this. You can feel it right up to it, but never go past it. He said, you'll tear it up. So I went and I had another 3/4 of a can on the side for some reason. So I put that and played with it. And it wasn't moving. It was moving, but it wasn't getting close enough. So you got to stop and let it run for a minute to make sure it doesn't keep going. And it never did. I went through that 3/4 of a can. So I got about a whole can in there. And that sucker is so cold coming out of there now. I mean, it went from like 52 degrees to like 38 degrees. And it settled yesterday with the humidity and everything. It was running at about 42.
Wow.
I mean, it is nice because you'd be warm in the car because the car for some reason stays hot. My car, it's just the way the air conditioners. There's not enough vents to me. It should be a vent in the back. And that sucker was hitting me, and I was getting that nice cold air hitting me the whole time. It was actually almost too cold. So I can't wait for August for that to happen again. See what it does. Yeah, it was down to 37. It was 37. It's sitting now at about 42. And the gauges I have are $300 gauges. So I can't remember the name of them, but they're good gauges. The double gauges, you put them on both sides. Hang them from your hood. These were gauge. He was a master mechanic. This was a set he had through Ford Motor Company. He had like 2 or 3 sets that they used at their shops. You just got to be very careful. You don't overfill them. I don't usually fool with it. I barely fool with it. In fact, my Lincoln that was giving me problems, I put that stop seal in my Lincoln because I knew had a leak. I knew it had a leak. So I put that seal in there, ran a can in it, then I ran it to a shop. And I told them double check everything for me, and they pressurized it and did everything. And they put about a can in it, and they said, yeah, it's good. And it never had another issue with it because it sealed it. But I didn't want to fool with the Lincoln. Well, it's not 38 now. It was, like I said, it was in the 40s again. So I think it just had to settle a little bit. I'll find out like today if I go out and it jumps into 38s, then we'll see. Yeah, I gotta look at both of them. It's got a high and low side on mine. I gotta go look at them again. But they were safe. It was the safe zones. Rain should be out of here about 1 o'clock, but then we got rain coming again at 4 o'clock. I might get a flight in. We got rain all the way to Saturday. God darn it, off and on.
I should get the ladder out and get up and clean out my eaves troughs, but everybody tells me stay off the ladder, you know?
You should not be on a ladder.
Hey, Paul, don't use the ladder. Use your stilts. Get on your stilts. Walk on over.
Well, the sad part of it is stilts don't even work that well because I'm at that age and stage in life when I can't walk a straight line. I got, you know.
So you don't need to be on a ladder either.
Well, I was thinking just a little bit, you know.
Well, you're not gonna listen to us anyway, so. So when you're not on this afternoon, we know you're in the hospital.
No, because then who'd take care of Boone? I wouldn't go to the hospital.
Well, you won't have a choice when you fall off the ladder.
So he has talent, but of course the casualty of the world normally stated. He's full.
Like I said, I'm in probably better shape, but I wouldn't get on a ladder now. No reason I need to be on a ladder.
Well, the other thought I thought of a year ago was getting rid of all the eaves troughs because I don't give a shit, you know. If I didn't have an eaves trough, they wouldn't get filled up.
An eavesdrop. You mean a gutter?
Yes.
Right.
But just get the what you call it. You have the people come out and put those little gutter, those leaf guard filters in it.
They want a lot of money for that.
And that's expensive.
I got a quote for $500 for doing my eaves troughs.
That's about right. It depends on how much you got. I went to Home Depot at my house, and they had the plastic ones that were the same basic types. And this was years ago, and they were on clearance. And I had 66 foot of gutter in the front and 66 on the back. I went and measured it out and bought a whole bunch of them, and it cost me maybe about $80. And I went up there and snapped them all in myself. Never had to go up there again.
Yeah, but I have to clean it out, see.
Well, buy you that. You got a hose?
Yeah, I think I can drag a hose out there.
They've got go look on Amazon. They've got an attachment you could hook to your hose on a pole that's got a high pressurized and it curves. And you just put it up there and you just run along and it blows it all up. High pressurized.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah, you can. I got my window cleaner to do mine. But then again, ours are 2 floors up. Yeah, well, he's will as well, I suppose.
Them damn rabbits are everywhere. I saw one go across the street 3 doors down, and one's across the street going this way, and another one just went around the corner here.
Charge me now. He charged me £50 for doing the gutters all around the house. So I thought that was pretty reasonable.
Look, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
It's an attachment that goes like that. And it's got the high pressurized stuff like this in it. It goes up on top of your gutter and it blows it through.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, this is an 8-foot pressure washer, extension, gutter cleaning upgrade, power washer accessories. That's for a power washer, not for your hose. You got a power washer?
Yeah, I do have a power washer. It's gas powered.
Yeah, because if you have a power washer, that'll hook to your power washer.
Perfect for stilts.
But that means I got to drag the power washer out, gas it up, start it up.
That's better than falling off the ladder.
Yeah, but how long is it, Joe? Don't forget,
8
he's not
foot.
a one. That's not going to be long enough to reach the top of his gutters.
Should 8 foot.
Why? It's a 2-story house.
The top gutters too.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't get somebody to come do it.
Hey, Lance,
Yeah,
did you see how the Belgian Open ended at weekend?
I did not. Tell me about it.
Christopher Retang was 4 under par going into the last round, and the leader was 13 under par.
Here you go, Paul.
So 9
Try this
strokes.
one.
Yeah, 9 shots behind going into the last round, and won it in a playoff
Wow.
at 13 under.
That's a 10-foot gutter cleaning tool.
How?
Wow.
How?
All you got it. It's just a brush like a toilet brush.
Where do you see that at?
You don't see it?
No, I see it, but where do you buy it at?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon.
But it just goes together. It's got a brush. You just run along the thing and brush it. Like a toilet brush.
Again, read the fine print. It says works well with stilts.
No, it don't. Stop.
You could do homemade cheap stilts. Just turn 2 buckets upside down and tie them to your feet.
Well, the thing of it is, I could get my ladders out and maybe reach them up there.
Not worth
Oh,
it.
you're not getting on a ladder.
And whatever you do, don't ask TJ to do it either.
Well, it was like 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks. No, about 5 months. There goes another rabbit. I almost got hit. Oh my God.
That was nearly dinner.
And one of my neighbors yelled across the street at me, "Get the hell on off that ladder."
Yep. $27. That ain't a bad deal.
Do you have
Just type
somebody
in
that? Do you
gutter
have somebody
cleaning
that?
tools from ground.
Do you
Yeah,
have
it
a
should
window
come up.
cleaner?
A what?
A window cleaner that comes round and cleans windows.
No.
Yeah.
There comes a damn rabbit back here again. What the hell's going on?
They're chasing the squirrels off. Got them trained well.
I better get Boone in there. He'll be chewing on rabbit meat.
That'd be good. There you go.
Is it next door's pet though?
Yeah, pack it in.
No, there ain't no pets.
Let me get Boone in here.
Hey, David.
Paul, I have a solution to your problem.
What's that?
Fill your gutter with peanuts. Let the squirrels do the work.
Yeah.
They think that they're doing that, but the problem is all they're doing is taking all the leaves in the gutter and throwing them out.
Well, as long as they're out the gutter, it doesn't matter, does it? Let the wind do the rest.
Come here, Boone. Boone. Get in here. Come here. Boone. 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 Get in here. Get up here. Boone.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Boom
boom.
says, oh, hell no, they got
boom,
I'm waiting
boom.
for this rabbit. I've got a rabbit gonna come in here. I'm working on it. Leave me alone. Well, Paul's not listening to us. He's getting on that ladder as soon as he gets off. You know that. He's just doing that to rile us up. So at 4 o'clock when he's not on, we know he's in the hospital. We'll hear from him later.
There's nothing wrong with him really. He's training for the Olympics, acrobatics team. He'll be up and down that ladder like nothing.
You got a point, Jim.
I heard he's doing the rock climbing.
Yeah.
And I heard he's going to be cheating because he's putting a Boston cream at the top.
You get this long extension for this toilet brush. That'll work. It said it goes to 10.5 feet. That should be close.
There's supposed to be a 30-foot pole that you connect your hose pipe to, and it hooks over, and you just walk along, and it just Blast.
Yeah, they've got them. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
find it though.
Yeah, but they're not that long. Joe's been looking at them. They're only 8 foot long, the ones you can see.
But that was the ones for the what you call it?
For a pressure washer.
Pressure washer. You type in hose. And mostly I'm finding they've had it on television before. I've seen it on television before. There's a 14-foot one here for $70. There's a 24-foot one.
Knowing Joe's lucky to put hose in, he'll just get pantyhose.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get them bigger
Yeah,
because they got one
based
here.
on your
They got a
pop up
24-foot one.
Yeah, Mark, it'll pop up and say, based on your browsing history.
Yeah.
So he could get one for the pressure washers at 24 foot. That would be all he needs. But then he's got to do some work and start the pressure working. So there's $120 too for this.
Yeah, but it's a petrol. It's a petrol pressure washer he's got. It'll take him about an hour to get it started.
That's true.
That means he's got to work.
When was the last time you used it, Paul?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I never started. I'm full of gunk. They call the city, see if they got somebody who'll come out to do it, like for senior citizens. They probably do.
Yeah, they might.
Might not too.
Phone
But
age,
you don't
phone
know
age,
your call.
phone age concern. But you don't even have age concern over there, do you? You know the people that do the Meals on Wheels? Do they do anything else for senior citizens other than Meals on Wheels?
I'm calling them right now.
Uh-huh.
You're going to buy that brush from Meals on Wheels?
Jeanette Paul Murray on Stone Street. How are you doing? Well, I had a question is, do you have people that come out and help with like cleaning my gutters out of my house and stuff like that?
So let me transfer you to that office.
Okay, thank you.
Just one moment.
God.
Got a cleaning office.
Come on, Paul. You don't have the balls to put on stilts?
Anything? How may I help you?
Yeah, do you have people that come out and help like clean the gutters out of my my house? Because everybody tells me stay off the ladder. I'm 73 years old. And it's like, what's that? Hey.
You're picking up.
Yeah, I can hear you now, right?
Okay, what city do you live in?
City of Port Huron, North End.
Yeah, we do. We just have to have a home visit done, and then we can get somebody to come out there.
Okay.
Have you had any services with us before?
Yeah, I used to get Meals on Wheels, but then I fly the drones and do the ship videos, and they would always show up when I wasn't here, and they'd leave me a note telling me, you know.
Your last name, sir?
Murray, Murray.
Took a phone call.
Mute him when he says his address.
Well, I muted him already.
Okay.
Well, he's already given his street name. It won't be too hard to figure out where he actually is if you just stand on the street and listen for him shouting Boone.
Yeah.
You just look for the squirrels in the backyard.
Well, we got rabbits running around right now.
Yeah, and to avoid getting it happening again, they could cut all the trees down that are putting the leaves in the gutters. Then there'll be nowhere for the squirrels to live.
Yes, yes, you got a plan. Well, he told them gutters, so that's what they're hearing. As long as they hear he's 73, don't want and get him off a ladder. They don't
Yeah.
want him on a ladder. There's programs out there. Go look for them.
Well, they're gonna send somebody up here and check it out, and if they do it, it's free.
Excellent.
They probably do it.
Boone's going crazy in the house, so he wants to go out because the damn. Oh, Boone, stop!
He said, "Let me out. I smell rabbit. I smell rabbit. I smell a little white squirty rabbit."
That rabbit, that you don't need to be chasing the rabbits.
He said, "That's my job. That's what I was bred for." What's up, Frank?
Or chasing.
Please let me out.
You don't need to chase the squirrels either. Come here.
I want squirrels and rabbits. Squirrels and rabbits.
Crazy
Wesley rabbits. Hey, Boone, go get them. Go get them rabbits. Go get them rabbits.
Leave the rabbits alone.
That's it. Boone, no.
Hey,
lay
people, leave those rabbits alone. Dun, dun, dun.
Don't be picking
Hey,
on
Frank.
the little rabbits. Oh.
In the wall.
He runs to the back door and then he comes and he bugs me. And then he runs to the back door and bugs me.
Yeah.
Well, you could just pretend to be Bugs Bunny and he could be Elmer Fudd.
Maybe he wants a pee.
No, he wants a squirrel.
He wants to go out there. He smells rabbit.
Do you want? He bolted to the back door, turned around and looked at me.
He wants a pee.
Let him go.
No.
Leave him out.
Joe?
No chasing the squirrels or the rabbits.
Joe?
No, let him go.
He's trying to train the dog.
Yeah, Joe's
The dog has to train him first.
No, he needs to stop the dog hunting if he wants the dog to be the way he wants it to be. Hunting dogs are more feral than pet dogs.
Now, you can't stop a pet dog from chasing things.
Yeah, you can. Stick your foot out.
Nah, don't work.
I've got Loki that if I get the laser and he's like a cat with a laser pointer, he'll chase it all over.
I mean, Precious tries to chase the magpies, even though they're 20 foot up in the air in a tree.
Well, she'll regret it if she gets one, because they never forget.
She can't bloody reach them.
You do realise they never forget, so they're probably winding her up.
Yeah.
Well,
if a fly gets in his house, and Loki will walk around and he'll be looking around for it, and you'll see him trying to grab it. You know.
Precious has eaten a bee before now. Can't do that.
Actually,
let it go quick, huh?
Oh, no, it's not right though. Bees
I know it's not right, but you can do it. I wouldn't recommend it.
Bees have got stings.
They got barbs.
And they got barbs on the stings.
No, the sting is a barb.
Yeah.
Because once it comes off, that bee's got 2 hours anyway, so she might as well eat it.
What's it?
Look, if she's eating a bee, she's eating roadkill before it's roadkill.
Yeah.
I had a friend in South Carolina that used to reach over and grab a honeybee, and then before it would sting him, he'd pick it up and hold it where it couldn't sting him. And one day he tried to do that with a bumblebee. Didn't work. He let him go quick.
You can't let. Once a bee stings you, that's it.
Be right back.
Yeah, honeybee's dead.
That sting stays in your finger or wherever it stung you. You brush it off and it just pulls stinger out, and the stinger stays stuck in you and keeps pumping, even if the
Yep.
bee's dead.
Yep.
A wasp has no barb and can sting you as many times as it wants.
Yeah, wasp, an asshole.
Usually a lot.
It's like a bumblebee. A bumblebee is the same way. Bumblebee can sting you more than once.
I don't think so. I think a bumblebee is the same. It's got a barb.
I didn't think so because he got stung, and that sucker, he got stung, let him go, and that thing flew off, and he had nothing stuck in him.
Yeah.
All I know is bumblebees to be. When I see a honeybee, it don't bother me. I see a bumblebee, I let it do what it's doing. And about another month, I'm gonna have to go out with the spray by my car, the mirrors, side mirrors, and have to do a little spray in the side mirrors because for some reason, every year wasps get up in there about June and start putting a nest up in there.
Yeah.
They got this woman walking down the street in Slidell, Louisiana. They got a duck that chases them all. It's chasing them around in there, and they're trying to get somebody to come get this duck. And one old man reached down to stop the duck, and it bit him all in his hand, and his skin's old, so he got all cut up, right? So this woman just now they're showing walking, and the duck's stalking this woman. Now, if I saw that woman walking, I'd be stalking her too. The way she looked.
We actually had the police came out to one of our 4-lane dual carriageway roads that goes between here and Ashton because a pair of swans and their cygnets had got stuck on the central reservation. And it's a busy road. They couldn't get across. They were only like 60 yards from the pond that they'd come from, I think. But it was weird seeing the police trying to get these swans back into the pond.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't mess with
if Joe responded, he'd shoot him. That's how to get rid of them.
I don't mess with swans.
You can't kill swans. They belong to the king.
I don't like swans, and I don't like geese.
Over here, all swans are the property of the king.
Morning, David.
It's cold here today.
How many more days y'all got, Lance?
About, I'm not counting exactly, but roughly 25 school days.
Oh, wow.
So 5 weeks.
You
Yeah,
go
we get
until
out-
the end of June.
20th. Yep, we get out on the 20th.
And then you go into Hawaii, huh?
Then I'm going to Hawaii. Yeah.
Well, you might get there in time to see the volcano.
Oh,
18 days. I just counted.
you want.
17.
It might not
17 days.
look, you can see it.
Now, see, Kauai is the farthest north, and Hawaii is the farthest south, and it
Yeah,
stretches
Hawaii's
from
the
it
island of
stretches
Hawaii is
from
the biggest.
California to Texas.
The Hawaii is the largest of all the islands, right?
Yep.
Yes, it is. And the chains, like I said, it stretches from California. If you were to lay it over the U.S. maps, from California to Texas. So it's spread out, you know. But the nice thing is it's pretty cheap to fly from island to island. It's like $50, $100, something like that.
Yeah. You got Hawaiian Airlines, Aloha Airlines. That's what it was when I was there.
Yeah. And then they've got some rink-a-dink ones as well, you know, 3 or 4.
Well, you could always windsurf from between the islands.
No, it's too full.
Nothing's too far for Lance.
It can't be all that far. I mean, Dustin Dunnell flew a remote control plane from one to another.
I'm just gonna take my stilts and walk.
Gonna walk it, okay.
Well, I know from one island to the other, I don't think there's any of them you can see the other island. Except for maybe Kauai to Niihau.
Where does he live? He lives in he lived in Lanai, didn't he?
Hey, Brenda.
Lanai,
Lanai.
Yeah, Lanai.
Maui.
And there was another island. I think it was about 20, 25 miles or something he flew across in this.
Yeah, that might be Molokai. Be the closest one.
What he moved back to the US though, didn't he?
Yeah. He's somewhere near the Arizona-Wyoming border, I think.
Because you don't see much out of him anymore.
Oh yeah, he still does a lot. But he'd got a new job or something. Apparently he now lives not far from his mother, because when he does his range tests, he flies over his mother's cabin.
Does a wellness check.
Yep.
He says, Mom, come out and wave. Something I had to do with the Mavic 3 today, and I can't remember what it was. I had to start it up here and do something, change the setting I thought about. And I don't remember what it was. I just can't remember.
I don't know. I did all my updates to me RC1 and my RC2s. I don't know whether there's an update to the Mini 4 Pro as well at the same time, because I didn't bother turning the drone on. I just did the remote.
Well, when did this happen? Just today or something?
No, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's Mini 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I don't think there's an update since then. But they had two back to back within a day of each other.
Well, they updated the Fly app as well.
Yeah. What got me was when I flew the Mavic 3 on my maiden flight of it. The first flight, I get it back, I get here, turn the thing on, it says I got an update. Didn't have an update when I started, I would have done it out there.
Yeah.
But I think it came out when I got back. It's gonna be good for my son if he does go to North Carolina. I'm not gonna like it, but
well, the next thing you know, you'll be moving there.
Well, you're not gonna like it.
North Carolina.
Then your ex will be asking you to fix her car instead of him.
Well, I'm not doing it. That's the only thing is I'm gonna miss him for is that means I don't have to get underneath and do it. I get out there and help him. I don't have to do the job. But I'm gonna be doing it then. I'll be back to doing the work. And it's not like I can't do it. I can do it. You know, it's easier to have him do it because he likes doing it. And I just sit up there and help, you know. Hopefully by the time he leaves and the Marine Corps come through with all that shit, then I can get me a new car, get me everything new. I don't have to worry about anybody or me doing it again. Just let somebody else do stuff.
Well, you still have to send checks back to your daughter, right?
No. I don't send her nothing.
I won't be moving.
She owes you a lot of money, doesn't she?
Yeah, so does Justin right now too. But Justin, I can understand Justin's case. He'll pay me back as soon as he starts working again. Because he's always done that.
Have they still not given him an answer yet then?
They haven't given him an answer for Slidell. And he's at the point where because of the girlfriend, he's got an opportunity to move in with his brother in North Carolina, at his brother's house. and apply for the New Bern Police Department in North Carolina. So he's putting in all the paperwork for them and sending them all this stuff. And if he can get the interview in the next couple of weeks, he's moving.
Mm.
You know, so he'll go move up there.
Because he told the girlfriend to pack it in because she was two-timing him.
Well, he knew that. He knew that, you know, that she had seen. There's a guy he's talking to that she was talking to that, and he knew it, but he didn't know what was going on there. He had an idea. And he just said, I've had enough. He said, I've gave you the opportunity to stop, and you're not. So. I told him, and he said, the worst part about what she did, he said, maybe it's the best part. He said, next person I'm involved with, well, it's going to be a whole different story. He said, I just know. I don't even know if I could trust anybody because his first girlfriend, he's had two or three girlfriends now do the same shit. I said, that's just the way you treat them. You treat them too good and they take you for granted.
Well, that plus, he needs to work on what he's attracted to.
Yeah. Well, his other problem is he's got a job that takes him away from them too long.
Yeah.
And if they're insecure and I got to have somebody take care of me, they're going to go look for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know,
there's always somebody out there sniping those lonely wives, you know?
Yep. Same thing with the lonely husbands. They got the girls looking for them.
Yep.
Hey, girls, I got a old man that's not lonely right here. I ain't dealing. I don't want. I put it like this. I stopped looking a while back because I don't want the drama. After the divorce, I was going out with this girl, and I felt the drama getting ready to start. So I said, "Nope, ain't happening. I don't need it." Too old to deal with the drama. Not enough drama with my kids.
Well, I think I'm going to call it, Joe.
Yeah. Stay off the ladder.
Well, we'll see you all later again today at 5, right?
Unless you're on the ladder.
Don't forget, Paul. You do go up the ladder, the ladder falls. You've just got to sing. I want to swing from the guttering here. There for me years.
Same thing with stilts.
Yep. Okay, everybody. Mark,
Don't
everybody.
forget your parachute.
David.
Agreed there, Randy.
We'll see you. Bye for now.
See you later.